So I started coming to Road Home Yoga and practicing with Aimee a year ago. And in the past year, I've been inspired. I've learned how to properly breathe, which is a huge thing as a massage therapist for 15 years. Just everything has just been taken down into its little pieces and put back together so that I feel more confident and excited about what I'm doing. And I still can't fold myself completely over sitting on the floor and touch my head, but that doesn't matter. Doing that sort of thing doesn't matter. What matters is pushing myself and reaching my own limit and feeling absolutely 100% supported by Aimee when I'm doing it. So it's been a wonderful year, and I'm very excited to be working with Aimee.
Hey everyone, I'm Aimee DeRoehn with Road Home Empower Yoga, and I'm psyched because, believe it or not, no matter how easy I might make something look, it gets a little bit of a challenge to practice while instructing and teaching and reaching you. So I'm pumped because I actually have a fantastic yogi student, good buddy, here with me today. This is Kendra.
Hello.
And we're going to take you through an hour of Vinyasa. So here we go. So go ahead and come into child's pose. And bring your elbows to the floor and your heads down. Pressing palms into the floor, fingers pressed down, but then put a lot of effort into your forearms and your hands and your fingers, and then relax all effort. Take a long breath in. Clear your space. And so she clears that space internally. And also she brings her breathing a little bit more into her body so that she just gets a little bit of away from the noise in her head or any chatter in the head, the commentary in our thinking mind that we all experience. And yoga helps us just kind of climb down the staircase from that. Child's pose is a resting pose. So at any time you at home or you, Kendra, just need a rest, despite whatever I'm saying, this is your practice, not my show, so to speak. When you need to give yourself just that breather, absolutely do it. There's a reason why we have a bed in our home, and it's to take rest. And on the mat, there are times we need to take rest too. But also, child's pose in the beginning of practice is our way to actually integrate that we're even doing yoga. Our body's here, she's got this cute little tank top on, but we want to get the mind and the body synced up. And we start by starting slow. Breath, easy breath in. Easy exhalation out. Draw your breath in where you feel. The longer you breathe in, the more stretch you'll get through the spine. And exhale all that. And child's pose is a great way to just kind of drop in to yourself, especially because she just came from being on the road. But then we'll do a little bit more. So go ahead, come right up onto your tips of your fingers. And while you're on the tips of your fingers, push straight down and come straight on up onto your hands and knees. Feet are hip width apart, knees are hip width apart, and just drop your belly. And when she drops her belly, she breathes in. And when she exhales, okay, this is where she presses her chin to her chest, her belly into her spine, and her tailbone toward her feet. She presses through her arms and hands as the base of getting more leverage through the upper back. Drop your belly completely, long breath in, rounding like an angry cat. Chin into chest. And feel your tailbone not just press down toward your heels, but it's almost like your hips are trying to press towards your heart and vice versa. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale very slowly now and round. It's slowing the breathing down that's going to get you to start getting a feel for your own body, its movements. And that makes it feel like, yeah, I was in yoga. I felt it. And then come back to center. Go ahead and take your right leg straight back behind you. And bring your toes to the floor so you're on the ball of your foot. Press your heel back. Thigh squeeze and lifts. Yeah. And then take your right leg over behind your left leg. And bring that foot over just a little bit more. Oh, over toward me. Sorry. Make the connection of your foot pressing down enough and turning your head like you are over the left shoulder. Are you getting that stretch through the right side? Breathe into it. It's not enough to do the pose. You want to really bring something to it, and that's infusing it with breath. As she twists, she's exhaling, and so are you at home. As she inhales, she gets the length through the right side of her body, and the twist is freeing that space in the side waist where she actually needed stretch, but now she needs to release it. Come back to center, and then hug that right knee right to your nose, chin to your chest, thigh squeezes right up into your torso. Pull your belly in. You didn't have a big logger's breakfast this morning, did you? Okay. And go ahead and extend that leg straight back. Hug it right in, knee to nose. Very slowly breathe in, extend the leg straight back. Very slowly pull the exhale through as you hug. Yes, nice. Keep your foot off the floor if you can. Bring the knee to the ground. Take your left leg straight back behind you on the floor. Press through the ball of your foot. Firm your thigh, yeah. And just get a press through that so you get that stretch through the Achilles. Yeah? Okay, get your hands a little bit more underneath your shoulders, Kendra. Yeah. And now, press through the heel as you breathe out. Take your left leg across. And I want you to bring it back just a little bit more so you really make the connection where you're on the ball of the foot. Push through the heel. Are you getting that stretch through the left side? And then turning. How's that? Breathe into it. So there's length created from it. Organic length. And organic release. Come on back to center. You got it. Hug your knee right to your nose as you breathe out. Yes. As you inhale, launch that leg back. Roll this hip down. Nice. Pull your core in. Hug it in tight. Knee to nose. Nice. One more. Use the exhalation to squeeze it in. Chin into your chest. Bring the knee to the floor. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet back a little bit. And just get connected into your legs where you feel the heels of your feet press toward the floor, but it's through the exhalation that's happening, not just because she pushed her feet down. And then go ahead, palms spread nice and wide. Take a big inhale as you lift your gaze to look out in front of you, but let a slow exhalation drop the head, nice and easy, really good. On the inhale, pick up your heels. Let the exhalation drop the heels down. Nice and easy. Yeah. That nice, easy breath in and out is what's going to make this yoga practice feel like your time was spent here rather than drive-through yoga. Lift your heels up high. Empty the breath, heels let go. Walk, feet to your hands. Finding a flat back, palms into the shin bones. pressing her hips straight back. And from there, she pulls her spine and chest forward. The crown of her head's pressing like it's against a wall, so the shoulders come down the back. Yet the belly hugs in. Yes, see, she got that beautiful lift. Making the tiniest adjustment, world of difference. Empty the breath, forward fold. On the inhale, all the way up to stand. And on the exhalation, hard into your thighs. On the in-breath, halfway lift. And on the exhalation, step to a plank position. In high push-up, we'll break it down quick. Starting at the feet, high to low push-up really is about the legs and the core. So by pushing her heels back, she engages her legs. Her tailbone tilts, her belly zips right up, so these shoulders start to slide down. Otherwise, just way too much work's being made here. You want to use the core, firm the thighs. Breathe in, look ahead. That'll keep your chest lifted. Keep pushing the floor straight down with your palms and arms so the chest stays lifted. And as you look ahead and rock forward on the balls of the feet, she breathes out. Tilt the tailbone toward the feet. Yeah. Upward dog. She's probably thinking it's way too early for this. Shoulders are coming back. Nice. She presses down through her arms. That's going to lift the wall of her chest. Beautiful, Kendra. Empty the breath. Press back. Take a long inhale. And a breath out. And a breath in. Empty. Walk up, feet to your hands. Halfway. Use your exhalation to fold forward. Press down into the floor with the feet, pull in the belly. It takes pressure off the spine. She reaches. And then she folds with the air going out with her. And then only taking a breath in, slow, she comes halfway up. Hips back, spine going forward. The two endpoints want space. Fold forward again, nice and slow breath. Take a long breath in, sweep up. Take a long breath out, fold forward. Bend those knees. Take a long breath in, halfway lift. Empty the breath, two-step to plank position. Shoulders directly over the wrist, belly in. Look forward, breathe out, empty the breath, come down halfway. Scoop the chest up and open the shoulders back. So the heart and hips go forward, shoulders press to the back of the room. That's going to have her spine come closer to her heart and bring it back home. Down dog. Nice job, Kendra. Take an inhale where you are. Press the hips and thighs back as you breathe out. Bring your chest up a little bit more. Nice. Good. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. And just relax the breath. It's not like you're on camera or anything. Go ahead. One more breath in. Clear the space. Bring the feet together. Now, here's the trick. You empty the breath. You suck in your belly. You lift up your heels. You bend the knees. Your core and legs rock at you. Feet to your hands. See? Halfway lift. Folding on the out breath. Big breath in. Sweep high. Empty fully to the bottom of the lungs. Beautiful. Halfway in breath. Shoulders back. Crown of the head forward. Step to plank as you empty. Shoulders over the wrist. Breath in. Rock forward to get the chest through the arms. Lower. Scoop the chest on the breath in. Press back as you exhale. Take a full breath in and empty. In breath. Hips and thighs draw back. Just gets lots of space between her shoulder blades that way. As do you. Deep inhale. Open your mouth and let the sound travel until you just hear the silence. It's that starts to settle the mind. When the breath's high in the chest, we are more in our racing thoughts, reactive thoughts, all of that. Deep inhale. Slowly let it burn. Legs and feet together. Knees bend. Belly in. Hop. Feet to hands. Halfway. Empty out. Fold forward. Long breath in. Just on the breath alone. Sweep up but press strongly through the floor with the feet. Exhale all of it. Bow. Halfway. Inhale. Move back. High push-up. Look ahead. Rock forward. Breathe out lower. Elbows hug in. Upward facing where the shoulders peel back. Downward facing. Press back. Find your breath. Slowly breathe in. Let it pass through. Draw the breath in. Let it go. Slow breath in. Hips far up and back. Yes. Look ahead. Walk this time. Feet to your hands. Halfway up, breathe in. Forward fold, empty. Wrap your arms around your calves and bend your knees a lot. Let the crown of your head start to melt down, giving up some of what you know. Get empty in mind. Recognize the opportunity to let go of some of what you know is going to bring you to a whole new vantage point. Bring yourself all the way to stand. Empty the breath. Arms will meet at the sides. Tailbone lengthening down. Palms meet at your heart. Take your shoulders right up to your ears. Take them back and down. Bend your knees. On the inhale, arms reach. Now, working this first Utkatasana, and it's, again, probably way too early in the morning for her to be doing this, but heels root down so the toes peel up off the ground. The shins press back toward the calves. Her thighs, she's going to squeeze them like she's just not playing around. Like she's got a lot of money between her legs and she's not willing to let anyone get near it. Now, tilting the tailbone, press the shins back, and just start dropping, not just down, but drop back a little bit. And drop down, and then soften your jaw. The practice challenges us to be in an intense moment and not lose our shit. And I know her, so I know that she could easily lose it, but I also know that she's got an ability to hang on and to hang in and to get even a little more stronger and toned in the process. And this inner strength, drop in a little bit more, Kendra. Pull your chest up a lot, lengthen your arms straight up to the ceiling. Yes, that inner strength is catapulting her to find stronger strength within herself and her life. Fold forward. Awesome. Because she survived that, and so did you, you guys get to own your day from here on out. Halfway lift, inhale. Empty the breath as you move to plank position. Take a full breath, look ahead. Rock forward, low plank. Big breath in where the chest sweeps up and a smile spreads wide across the face. Press straight back, downward facing dog. Excellent. Take your right foot and step it between your hands. Turn your back foot flat. Find the outer edge of the back foot so that you can really know your back leg. Reach up, 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 up. This practice will get you to discover yourself in ways that perhaps nothing ever did. Walk this foot out a little bit. Bring this knee right over your ankle. Stacking the joints, always, always. Press straight down through the floor with that front foot, especially the front heel. And by activating the heel and the foot, she really finds the leg. Come into it a little deeper, a little deeper. Press through the outer edge of the back foot and feel this back thigh. So this leg's not left to do everything, but it brings more balance to bring the front and the back leg together. Stretch on up and empty your breath as you melt back. Take one more stretch up. Just breathe in and you'll get lifted. And as you exhale, melt back. And then another reach and hands down. She had that, hands down, high push-up, low push-up. Breathe everything out. Breathe out when you're lowering. Up dog, downward facing. Left foot, giant step forward. Press your back foot flat. Use your inhale, guys, to come up. Use your exhale to bend back. Now, I'm not going to say a word about her alignment. I'm going to let her tune into herself. Because how will she know otherwise? She knows by how it feels for her. That's how. Intuitively, you have that wisdom to know too if your knee's over your ankle, if you're breathing, if your jaw's clenched. Yeah. Breathe into the space. And make the space feel like you're finding your way home. That's Road Home's whole theme. Hands to the floor. Take a long breath in when you get to high push-up. Shoulders over the wrist. Tuck in the belly. Pull it in. Yes. Yes. Rock forward. Breathe out. Up facing. Downward facing. Bring your knees to the floor for a sec. And hopefully you at home have something to drink too. How you? So, when you get done with that, I'm going to bring you back into high push-up. And I'm not going to hold you there for a long time. My whole priority is to get you back to rocking on the balls of the feet. Because rocking on the balls of the feet is going to move the chest through the arms. So when you lower, the hydraulics are being set up from high push-up right into low, so that low push-up, when you take up dog, your chest is up there and not like all caved in back here.
I could feel on my last high plank that my feet were too far back. I didn't have enough room to rock.
Yeah.
I could feel it.
Yeah. Great. So she knows what I'm talking about. She knew herself that she wasn't. So now she can find her feet. Look ahead. Take a full breath in. Rock forward. Breathe out lower. Yeah, by rocking forward on the balls of the feet, that's all it takes. Then when she comes to up dog, her chest is lifted. The arms squeeze to the sides of the body. Nice, Kendra. Press the shoulders back. Yes, nice. Downward dog. Sorry, I get really excited about the littlest things. But I get to see the light bulbs go on inside of people, whether it's in their physicality, to understanding the pose and it clicks, or whether it's just getting to see the light bulb and the spark of people as a whole. Take a full breath in. Purge it. Take a full inhale. Clean house on that shit. Lengthy breath in. Take your time with it too. Linger it out. So it'll fall out on its own. Then hug in your belly. Look ahead. Hop. Feet to hands. Bend the knees. Pull. Yes. Lift halfway. Inhale. Forward. Fold empty. Bend your knees. Sink your butt. Arms reach. Sit your butt down. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow over your head. Draw your arms and shoulders back. Press a little more into the heels. Full breath lengthens the torso up. Nice, Kendra. Fold forward. Breathe out. Halfway in breath. Step to a plank on the out breath, though. Otherwise, your breath gets all tripped up. Then your movements do. Rock forward, lower. Up dog. Lift that chest up off the floor. Pick your heart up off the floor. Nice. Press back. Right foot steps forward. Ground through the back foot. Long breath in brings you up to stand where the palms meet exactly in the right timing. And bring your hands to the ground. Hug your belly, and your core is going to help you in high push-up. Use the core to step the foot back. Nice. Lower down, rocking. Nice. Upward dog. Breath in. Press back, downward facing. Left foot, bend the knee, step forward. You're on the move, girl. Reach up. Bend back. Breath in. Breath out returns you to high push-up. Shoulders stay over the wrist, hug in the core. Low push-up, empty the breath, all of it. Lift your chest, upward facing. Pull back, downward facing dog. Find your breath in and out. Close your eyes and get in tune to your breath. Could you imagine if people got in tune with themselves in a much deeper, more conscious, awake way, where it's like, oh yeah, I see I'm not breathing, or I hear myself when I say blah, 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 you know? And that's what this practice does, dude. It gets us awake. It gets us awake to ourself, and we get a little more awareness from the result of bigger breathing. And that's how we can shift patterns, once we really can see them. With a kind eye, though, not judgment. Take a breath in. Empty. Walk gently forward, feet to your hands. Halfway in, breath. Fold forward, breathe out. Bend the knees just on the breath alone. Long reach of the arms, the fingertips even want to stretch out of the knuckles. Hands to the heart, fold in half. Slow and easy breath, halfway up. Empty the breath, move back, plank position. Fill up the breath, then make your move. Lower, breathe everything out very consciously. Then there's space for a grander inhale that's not like crammed in the lungs. And downward dog, the seamless breath moves her back to down dog. The right foot steps to warrior one. She makes sure to press that back foot flat. She presses her right knee open to open up the right hip. Stretch back as you breathe out. Bring your hands to your heart for a sec. Shoulders back. Tongue behind your two front teeth. Go back to breathing in the center of the throat. So the fingertips go to the center of the throat, the hollow. And close your eyes. And same with you at home. Just tune into yourself. When you inhale, those throat muscles contract at the base of your throat where your fingers are. When you send the breath out, you want to send it out till you don't hear yourself any longer. Then you've completely cleared the space in your lungs. And then you bring that breath in where the inhale really, it finds you. And then you send that through. So for the remainder of the practice, get the job done of really nailing out those exhales. Like, so you can bang a nail in the coffin of them, knowing that they served. And then the inhale will abundantly fill you up. Stretch on up. Bend your elbows as you exhale, pressing your head into your forearms. Bring your hands to the floor. Belly in, shoulders over the wrist. Rock forward, lower, upward. Pull back, downward facing. Left foot stepping into warrior one. Listen how your inhale brings you up. Listen how your exhale takes you back. Palms together over your head. Bend the elbows. Press the forearms. Release. Hands to the floor. When she takes that simple movement, that's opening up the middle back. You'll breathe easier the rest of the day in the front. Lower down. Lift up, up dog. Pull back, head drops all the way down. Take an easy breath in and an easy breath out. Take an easy breath in. Clear it. Lungs fill up. Empty it all. Listen to yourself till you don't hear yourself. That's how you know any excess of you is kind of out of the way. Walk feet to your hands. Halfway up, flat back. Forward fold, breathe out. Drop the head all the way down. Root the feet into the floor. Bend the knees, sink the hips, arms reach one more time. Hands to the heart, forward fold. Halfway up. High push up. Rock right through and lower. Right into up dog from there. Pull right back, downward dog. Take your right leg way up in the air by pressing through the left heel. As she exhales, bend the upper knee, flex the upper foot. Let the upper foot keep going, going, going. And if you wish to flip out here. Good. So, pressing the feet down to get the hips and the thighs high. The bottom hand under the shoulder. And then you want to press down through the hand to get lifted through the shoulder. Take an easy breath in. Arm reaching straight back up to center. Use your exhalation to get into your dismount. High push-up, pause. Get your legs and feet together. Power in there. Find it, access it, utilize it. Spin the heels to the right. Left arm high. Now, pressing those hips straight up in the air. Roll open through the chest. Exhale to the floor. Belly in. High push up. Pause. Press back. Down dog. Please inhale. Right leg high. And bend the knee. Hug it to your nose. Chin to your chest. Yes, yes, yes. Inhale. Launch up. Pull it in tight. Inhale. Kick high. Hug it in, knee to nose. Now, take the right knee to the left elbow. Shoulders over the wrists. Now, sweep that leg back. Hug the right knee outside the right elbow. Nice, Kendra. Kick back, launch it up. Sweep that leg forward, moving into crescent lunge. So the right foot steps out near the right wrist. Her back heel stays lifted. On her breath in and your breath in at home, she comes up. Bringing the shoulders right over the hips. Bring the hands to the heart. Take a long breath in. Press your chest out in front of you like you're pressing it toward the front wall so you can lower your chest. And then turn that left elbow. And then press that right knee open. The back thigh is engaged. So there's stability here, but there's lightness, there's buoyancy. You don't want stability that's just so like heavy. You want stability where you can rise. You want to rise up from a place of feeling so stable. On and off the mat. Go ahead and spread the arms apart. Spread wide. Spread your wings far and wide. Take a deep breath in, and when you breathe out, twist. Warrior 2. Press the back foot flat. Squeeze the back leg. Eyes over the right middle finger. Triceps are not going to go to sleep. Good. Press the knee open and tilt your tailbone down. Nice. Take and reverse your warrior. Right palm is going to sweep up. Cartwheel to the floor. Good work. High plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Make sure the feet are in. Lower down. Upward dog. Downward facing. Legs together. Left side. Left leg. Launch it on the in-breath. Where are you going, girl? What yoga class are you in? Left leg, take that up. Up, up, yes. Bend the knee, breathe out. Inhale, pick up the knee. Roll open as you flip. Yes. See, she's going where she's going, so why fight where you're going to only end up anyway? In breath, press down to launch. Nice, Kendra, beautiful. Come back, high plank. Pause. Make sure your feet are in just a tiny bit closer. Walk your toes in. Yeah, does that help you feel more stable in your legs, or are you too far forward? No. Okay. Press through the heels first. Squeeze these legs. Remember who you are, damn it. Now spin your heels to the left. Now take those hips up in the air. And chill out, it's just yoga. Why are you getting all beet red for? Good work. High push-up. Low push-up. Breath out. Up facing. Downward facing. Left leg up in the air. Slow exhalation. Hugs it in. Knee to nose. Shoulders stay over the wrist. Shoulders over the wrist. Chin in. Belly in. Just want to make sure you get your money's worth. Kick up. Pull in tight. Kick high. Pull it in tight. Take the left knee to the outside of the right elbow. Other way. Your other left, yeah. Kick up. Now bring it home. Right outside the left elbow. And kick up. Use a big, slow exhalation to sweep that foot through. And land it. And come up. Find the breath in to slowly come to stand. Root through the feet. Yeah. Having her feet placed in the right space that's unique to her pelvis, her body, same with you at home, is going to allow her that stability. Feet are too close together or too far apart. Yeah, it's all chaotic. It doesn't need to be. Bring your hands to your heart. Pause. Eyes on one place. Go back into the breathing at the center of the throat. Mouth closed. So it's in and out through the nose. Yeah. You're still in the flow, even if you have to take a break, even if you have to pause in between. You're still in the flow. Never forget that. Spin. Press the elbow into the thigh, but the thigh against the arm, and lift that chest up. Yes. And then open it wide. I'll be the spiritual waitress. Bring you your blocks. You're going to lift out of this bottom shoulder and open it wide. And then you're going to very deliberately move your way into warrior two. Back foot turns flat. Outer edge of the back foot roots down. Arms lengthen over the legs. Left knee pressing. Press it open. Yes, good. Find the tailbone and use your inhales to feel the back of your heart lift up. Shoulders down. Take a reverse warrior. Fingertips on the back leg can lightly rest. You bend back as you breathe out. Get lots of space between the left side body and the hip. And fold. So you're right back to plank. Breath in, look ahead. Yeah, rock forward, breathe out, lower. Upward, breath in. Downward, breath out. Deep breath in. All clear. Dump out your head, shake out your head a little bit. A lot, actually. Shake it wildly. No. Good. See, this is where the wild things are, right here. Walk easy, feet to your hands. Halfway in breath. Folding easy, breath out. Follow your breath in all the way to stand. Hands to the heart, long exhale out. Take the arms, sweep up. Eagle. The right arm is going to hook under the left. The shoulders pull down the back. Bend the knees. Find the belly so you can find the stability for the spine. Good. And breathe out, release. As she breathes in, she sweeps up. And as she empties the breath, the left arm, the left leg come. Squeeze the legs. Your lower body is your foundation. Find the belly. And we're just going to whoop, whoop. Pow. Breathe out, sink down. Big breath, sweep up. Pull the hands right to the heart. Sweep the left arm up alongside your ear for King Dancer. Catch hold of the right foot, right where the big toe and the thumb meet. So bring your, and get ready to squeeze this standing leg. Kick the upper leg back. Nice. And remember, everything about the breathing is what expresses your pose. So express something that's authentic from the inside out of you. Kick back, kick back. Breathe out. Right arm, sweep up. Grab hold of the left foot. Squeeze the legs. Kick back as you keep breathing though. So you're not yanking the foot back. It's very deliberate because you're tuned in through the breath, tuning you in. And release it. Hands to the heart. Good. Go ahead and take tree right side. Palms together. Left leg squeezing. Shoulders back. Interlace your fingers over your head. Press straight up. Draw the arms and shoulders back. Lift your gaze and look up. She's got more in her than she might have known. You begin to trust yourself more on the mat. You're well rooted in the bottom foot and the bottom leg. And from there, you just want to get out of your own space. You want to go beyond yourself in a way. And release. Left foot, take it in. Hands right to the heart. Shoulders are moving back. So the spine starts to move back home where it belongs. Right into the heart, right against the heart. And the slow breathing is what's giving balance to her, helping out her physical balance because her mind is just more quiet. So she can really be plugged into what she's doing. And hopefully can you at home. Take the arms straight up and remind yourself, I still have my roots. I still have to root down. And that gives me the rise. That takes me beyond where I could go just by reaching all by itself. Bottom leg is your foundation. Bottom foot, foundation. Plug into the foundation. From there, freedom. The ability to soar on and off your mat. Bring your hands to your good heart. Bring your foot to the floor. Bend your knees. Sink your hips down. You got away from chair pose for a while, but now you're back to it. Arms reach up. Press your chest into your thighs. Fold forward. Halfway, breath in. Move back, plank position. Rock forward, low plank position. Empty the breath. Big breath up facing. Empty all of it, downward facing. Moving in, right foot. Back foot down. Warrior one. She inhales up to stand. She exhales to warrior two. She reverses her warrior on a breath in and breathes, breathes out to straighten through the right leg. Reach out for triangle. You could open your back foot up a little bit more because you So the back foot stays flat, but just take the foot out a little bit wider. Take it back behind you more over here. Yeah. Poor Kendra, she can't see what I'm doing back there. Reach, and then take the arm up and lengthen. Lift out of this bottom shoulder, and you want to bring your upper body a little higher so that the torso has lift, and therefore the lungs have breathing room, literally. It's when our lungs get compressed that we fight to breathe, and that's what makes life feel like a fight. Empty all your breath and roll open and come into some new space in the triangle pose that you practice with me so often. You are never in the practice or in my class to stay boxed in, but to branch out. Press your feet down, bring yourself up to stand. Turn your toes so that you face the logo wall. Bring your hands to your heart for a second. Shoulders down. Drop back into your breathing. As you press through the outer edges of the feet and you firm the legs. And just give a little pause. Yoga pokes and prods us to ask ourselves big questions. Road home to me. I came up with that name because yoga was the first place that I started to feel at home in my own skin. Safe. What a concept. But for my students, they're on their own path, and so road home to them means something else. To you, it means something else. With your hands to your heart, close your eyes. Think of anyone, anything that just gives you a sense of and know that that's your personal puzzle pieces to find your way home. And just give a moment of gratitude for who and what that is. And for yoga helping you to find home. All the more. Empty all your breath. Bow forward. Grab your big toes or the outer ankles or outer shins. Inhale, pull the chest and spine way, way out there. Hips way, way back there. Fold. Pull in the belly and pull the shoulders down. Yes, that's it. Nice. And squeeze these legs. Find the outer edges, and then let the head drop. At a certain point, you get the alignment, you get the breath, and you really get them in place. Just be in the pose and live in it so that it can feel lived in. Otherwise, what's the point? We're not supposed to always be correcting. We're here to also just feel like we can be lived in inside ourselves. On and off the mat. Bring your hands to your hips, empty all your air out. Press your feet into the floor, come on up. Take your right toes to face forward. Step your back foot in a good amount so that the hips and feet just basically square back up. Press your hips and thighs forward, wrap your elbows in. Fold right over your right leg as you exhale. Yeah. Bend the knee if you need to and press through the right big toe. Pull the right hip back a little more. Bring your hands to the ground, plank position. Go right through the Vinyasa, high push-up to low, to up dog, to downward dog. Taking warrior on the left side. Inhale up. Slowly exhale, warrior two. Eyes over your left middle finger. Front knee bending. Take your back fingers to your back leg. Reverse your warrior, long breath in. Use your exhalation, straighten your left leg. Move out there to triangle. And by out there, I just mean get a little more extension so that you get the length through the spine, and then open it wide. Legs still have to be strong. Heart wants to get lifted. Buoyancy, buoyancy. Stability in the lower body, buoyancy in the heart. Nice, Kendra. Press your feet strongly down, pull right on up. Turn your toes so that all 10 toes face this way. Hands on your hips. Press through the outer edges of the feet. Thighs lifting, outer shins pressing that way too. Press the hips and thighs toward me. Lift your heart up. Let your head fold back. Elbows hug in and fold forward. Bring your hands shoulder width apart. Halfway up, press your hips back. The spine pulls out of the hips from there. Fold forward, breathe out slow. Drop your brain, drop your brain. This is an opportunity not just to open up the back of the legs, open up the back of the body, but for the heart to speak to the head. The head's literally out of the way. I think sometimes maybe we have stiffness in the neck because we won't let the heart and the head have a conversation. You know, like things I think about and when I'm in this kind of fold. That's what the practice does, so it gets you to think a little deeper. You get breathing under, bigger than surface breathing. You go beyond a surface mind. And you're clear in your head at the same time. Bring your hands to your hips, empty all the air out. Push down into the floor with the feet on the in-breath. Come to stand. Left toes, pause here, pause. Give yourself a pause so the blood can get back down to your feet, okay? Then when that feels okay, you feel like you have good footing, turn your left toes to face forward. Step your back foot in enough so that the hips square back up. Press the hips and thighs forward. Firm the legs though. Still the stability on the bottom. Heart picks up, picks up, picks up. Head drops back. Empty out to slowly fold over your left thigh. Bend the knees as much as you need to. And just breathe. Just breathe. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. Move into plank position. Low plank position. Up dog. Lots of lift through the chest. Shoulders move them back. Down facing. Take a deep breath in. Shift forward into high push-up. Lower on the next exhalation. Completely melt to the floor. All the way down. It's hilarious to me when I give an instruction and completely amazing spin people put on what they hear. I don't even know how she got to the floor like that. I couldn't duplicate it. And that's what I love about teaching, is that I get to really witness somebody else's personal spin on and off the mat. Bend the knees and grab those feet. Or, if it feels better, grab your ankles. Bring your forehead to the floor. Empty everything. Slowly breathe in with your forehead down. Slowly let that go through. Yeah, big difference between the two exhalations that just came through. And then go ahead, lift the legs and feet up, 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 up. Kick them back, back, back. Bring your knees in a little closer. Keep lifting up. Yes! And that picks her upper body up off the floor. The more she and you draw back into the legs and feet, the more she gets just a tiny bit more lift. Release all the air and you come all the way down. Bend your knees and windshield wipe feet side to side. Long breath in. Clear it. Catch hold of the feet one more time. Just one more. Draw back, but exhale everything first. Exhale everything first. Don't be in a hurry. Poets don't have to rush. March to your own beat of your own breath, okay? Kick up as you breathe in. And then breathe out, but stay where you are. Press your belly into the floor and try to get both ends lifted. Just get into the legs and the upper body lifts itself. One more breath in. Use your exhalation to get back to the ground, all the way down. Very, very good. She's been working hard. I'll let her take a break for a sec. Just for a second, though. Let your whole body relax into the floor. You start moving the exhalations beyond just the upper chest. You start allowing yourself to more deeply relax. See, a lot of people are not aware of that. If your breathing is very short and tight and erratic, then your thoughts are, your mood is, and the energy is just not there. Yet the upside to that story is that that's not all there is about you or me. I go through the same. The upside is that if you learn how to really stretch those exhalations out, that's the secret sauce to your internal peaceful infrastructure. Because your nervous system feels much more settled and soothed by longer, slower breaths. But it also really plugs you in to that deeper well within yourself of calm and ease. And I'd rather that fuel your actions and your activities going about your daily life, following a practice with me. Totally drop in. Just roll all the way over onto your back. Go ahead and take dead bug. Knees open wide. Yeah, so they're wide alongside her torso. And then using the exhalations to draw the legs and thighs down. Lengthening the low back toward the front edge of the mat. Yeah. And let your exhalations keep drawing the legs down. Otherwise, it's all about yanking and force and muscling and bullying your way. And that is not how your body responds. And that is not what inspires the body. To be yanked and forced and made to do things. Just work with your body instead, you guys. And it's like, wow, it's a totally different alignment that way, and it's a totally different experience that way. When a body or when something or someone's not forced, it'll really kind of just do itself, actually, I've learned. Letting yourself rock side to side. And happy baby. And then go ahead and just give a little press of your feet into your hands. It's not very big, but it's enough. So bring yourself back to stillness and press your feet a little bit into the hands. Do you feel that a little bit more intensely? Yeah. And by hanging out in the pose a little longer, she can actually get a little beyond just surface, releasing surface tension in the musculature. The truth is when you release the bigger parts of the musculature that are always held tight, just a surge of ease is given back to you mentally, emotionally, as well as physically. I'm more interested in that at this stage of the game than how many push-ups you can do. Just keep rocking side to side. And then bring both knees into your chest as you breathe out. And just take your left leg on the floor. While the right leg comes in, the right leg draws across the body. The arm opens out like a wing, palm is up. And the foot can rest, yeah. And get in tune to your spine. Same with you at home. Let the inhale create the length for you. And let the exhale free you. Bring your knee back up. Exhale, squeeze it in. Extend the leg on the ground. Left knee up. Take the leg across the body. Foot to the thigh. And just keep breathing out to soften and release the spine. The pose by itself, her just doing the pose by itself for you, it's not going to really hit the spot. Yoga is our vehicle to hit the spot where we need the tension to just get some breathing room. Internally, physically, mentally, emotionally, it's all connected. Just keep softening through the exhales. Keep letting the exhales completely dissolve. Because that's your ticket to ease where there wasn't ease a moment ago. Bring your knee back in, up to center as you breathe in. Hug it to your chest as you breathe out. Stretch both legs out on the ground. Let your feet and legs come undone. And then just drop everything. Have your shavasana feel like home. And if it doesn't, I encourage you to play with wiggling yourself around so that you find like, oh, that's it. How do you know? You know because you feel it. And when you feel how right it is, it's so powerful, even in its subtlety. You don't really have to think about it a lot. Because anything that's really organic and natural, it just is. There is an extra effort to be made. You just kind of fall into it. For years and years, I kept practicing yoga, and people would ask me to film my classes, to get them out there to more people, and I was always so painfully frightened to do so, and very intimidated and overwhelmed. I feel physically ill just thinking about doing such a thing. And I used to always think, not until I get it right, not until I get it right, not until I perfect it, which is really not until I perfect me. And I do more training and more workshops and get more knowledge. But I always was thinking, I'm not fitting the bill. I'm not professional enough. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is that what really allows me to feel so joyful about my profession is when I am just me, teaching a down dog in the way I do. I didn't really need more knowledge. What I needed was the insight about self-acceptance. To really own that I am kind of goofy in the way I teach, that I do get really excited when someone jumps feet to hands, that I do get really psyched when I see these tiny adjustments a student makes. But that's just me. And my hope is that hearing me say that it lends you just a little more breathing room to feel more at ease with being just you. Instead of waiting till you think you're more qualified, more knowledgeable, more professional. Because in a lot of that, we lose the flavor and the heart and soul of who we truly are behind it. And so keep that, get some knowledge, but do your work, do your down dogs, do your life from here, not so much your head. And there'll be such a childlike joy in everything you do. It doesn't feel like work. And your ability to be at ease will allow so many others around you to be themselves. And that's my wish for you, that my classes give you more space to just be who you are and accept it. Your body, accepting your body, accepting yourself as the ultimate final frontier. Namaste.